Good morning. Um, just to apologise to Catherine for the confusion and to anybody else. I hadn't mentioned, um, I can't remember her name now. Karen. I hadn't mentioned Karen in the vlog, and just before sorting out the blog and giving it a title and everything, I read her comment, um, and it was a bit of a knee-jerk reaction from me. As we all know, when you haven't slept well and when you're in pain, you're going to be a bit reactive, and I was a bit reactive yesterday. Um, and so I have changed the title and I've had a clean up, and I've got rid of the people that were telling me to get off my fat ass, telling me how to eat, have obviously no idea about what I do eat and how I eat, and how the Fast 800 did help and does help. It helps motivate me, it helps inspire me to do meals that are less carbs. I'm doing that today. Yes, I eat out. We eat out about once a week. Why shouldn't we? Yes, sometimes I eat cake. Oh, yes, I've got a cat. Um, yes, I sometimes eat cake. Every I'm not, if people didn't eat cake, there wouldn't be cake shops. Just because I'm fat doesn't mean I can't have cake. It means I shouldn't and can't have cake as often as I'd like. But you're asking, no, no, go on, away. You're telling me I can't have what you can have. One of the commenters, two people, at least two people or three people have been removed from the channel. I'm not buggering around now. I can't be asked with um, not deleting anybody or not deleting comments. I just think, why the fuck? Why the fuck should I put up with that sort of stuff? One of the people that was commenting and telling me, get off your lazy ass, and you're fat and the camera doesn't lie, I think is a early 20-year-old lad who tells me I'm obsessed with food. And I'm thinking, who does the food for you? Who cooks for you? I'm not obsessed with food, but I'm the one that provides the food, shops for the food, and likes to come up with different things for our meal that is exciting and interesting and enjoyable and low carb, um, which means I have to think about it. And lots of people enjoy this vlog for hearing what I'm cooking, hearing what we're going to have, hearing what I've cooked, hearing what's available in France. It's not about being obsessed with food. I just am the provider of food. Mark doesn't do the cooking, because then we would be eating processed food, and we don't eat processed food. We might eat processed food about once every couple of weeks. If I'm feeling so unwell, then we have to move to something processed. But otherwise, I prepare the food. And yeah, so as you can hear, and as you saw, I got quite pissed off with that. And I was just gonna actually move on. And then I've just thought, well, no, fuck it. Why should I? So, uh, if I could get off my fat lazy ass and walk, I would, and I did. 2 years ago, I started walking, really very short distances because I couldn't walk, and I even I had walking poles because of my illness. I'd lost all the muscle tone around my hips and my back. I had walking poles because I was quite unsteady, and I walked, and gradually I walked further and further, and I had a stick that I put in the ground. It became a bit of a game, and I'd do short films of it. I'd put the stick in the ground and then move a bit, and then next time I walked, I'd go beyond the stick, move the stick to where, to give me an indication and a measure of how far I walked. And I had reached a point where I could probably walk a couple of kilometres, actually walk outside a couple of kilometres, so I could go round the block. And I did. And then my illness got bad again and I couldn't. And then my feet got bad again and I couldn't. And my hips got really bad and I couldn't. But I don't talk about that all the time because people then tell me I'm a hypochondriac. Somebody said I'm a hypochondriac, which is my whole life I was told that by my mother. So it's like many people don't want to hear about my pain. That's fine. And I'm aware of that. But the trouble is that feeds into my crap, my negative introject stuff that tells me that I'm not worth it, we don't want to hear about you, we don't care about your pain. And I grew up with that, and so I have to fight back and think, no, I can talk about it. Somebody said, that's all you talk about. Well, it has been part of the vlogs recently because I've been in a lot of pain recently. If you go back a couple of months, 2 or 3 months, you'll find I was quite well until my doctor decided I needed to change my medication. So yes, I talk about it because it's real, and I am ill and I don't look like it. And I think the people that come along and give me advice, give me health advice, have no idea about what's going on for me, and they come along quite smug. And I think they're quite young. I think they're a lot younger than I am. Some people are blessed with being reasonably healthy anyway, or being slim anyway. We all have a different metabolism, you know, so some people are blessed with being quite slim, don't have any real problems with eating, they can eat more or less what they want. I have a friend who can eat anything, but the other side of that is that she can't put on weight, you know, so we're all different. And I don't ask for unsolicited advice. There are people that watch my vlog who are worse off than I am. I think, is it Carol that's got arthritis and fibromyalgia? And I feel really sorry for her because her fibromyalgia, like my sister, it can't be treated with anything that can reduce the symptoms. I'm lucky that normally steroids reduce the symptoms for me, and they're not working well at the moment because of the switch around. So yes, I will talk about my health. I will talk about when I'm in pain. If you don't want to hear about it, fuck off. I will talk about food because I provide the food here, and I am the cook, the shopper, and I like to do meals that are tasty. I don't like to put crap on the plate that's the same thing day in, day out. So, but it's not an obsession. YouTube's the obsession. If you want to find an obsession, this is the obsession. So anyway, I've removed Karen. I removed the lad who, because if you clicked on his username, there were a couple of videos on there from 6 years ago, and he looks about 12, 14, and I'm thinking, so he's early 20s now. And he was just so rude, and I'm thinking, when you're that age, you know nothing about what's happening for a 67-year-old fat woman. You really don't. You have no fucking idea. So he's gone. Somebody said something, well, we know both the Cathys are the same, and I don't know who if he's referring to Catherine. We both spell our name the same, but she's not me and I'm not her. Yeah. So I'm not needing your advice. I have had advice. I get advice from my doctor. I take advice from Dr. Michael Mosley. I hold him in high esteem. Professor Tim Spector, I hold them in high esteem. I don't need to be told that I'm not eating healthily, because I know I am, and sometimes I'm not. And lots of people don't eat healthily sometimes when they're struggling, and so if I'm in pain or I'm tired, it's harder then to eat healthily. And I want to say the old cliche, walk in my shoes for a month, but walk in my shoes for a month and then come back and tell me how easy it is, and I'm getting it wrong, and I should get off my lazy fat ass. I'm pleased I've done this. I'm pleased I've vlogged about this, because it really got to me, and I don't like to say when something's got to me, because people like to get to me, but they can fuck off, and I have said it, and I'm now going back in. I've got in the oven. It's about food. It's lunchtime coming up. I've got in the oven the salmon and Saint-Jacques. That's roasting in the oven, and I've got cauliflower left from yesterday, which I'm going to make into cauliflower mash, which is a low carb substitute for mashed potato. That for me is healthy eating. One does one's best. Have a good day. Thanks for all those. I've been thinking about doing a giveaway of one of my pieces of art, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a post with 3 or 4 of my pieces of art, and the giveaway will be for one of those, and it will be it's going to be open to subscribers only. I don't really know how I'm going to do it yet, and I'll talk to Phil about it, but that's what I plan to do. And it can be anywhere. You can be in, I know it will cost me it'll cost me if you're in Australia or New Zealand, or if you're in America or Canada, but that's okay. I don't want to limit it, that's not fair. So yeah, so what I'll do is maybe later today or tomorrow I'll upload the 4 choices, the 4 that I've chosen that you can choose from. One, there will be one winner, and I'm going to work out with Phil how I actually do. I know that there's generators that you can do on the internet that generate numbers, but I've got to work out how I can match subscribers to a number, and how I can make sure you're a subscriber. So if you're not already subscribed and you want a piece of art from me, which feels really odd, but if you want a piece of my art, then you need to subscribe, and then in the next, maybe just before Christmas, I'll do it, a giveaway. It's black all around me, so I'm going in now to finish off doing lunch. Thank you for listening.